Hello, everybody. I'll give this a moment to go live. Okay. Hello. Welcome to this live stream. Every single week we're going live, sharing our private, paid, exclusive infrastructure that we're giving out to our clients. Every single week we're giving it for free. You can literally implement this stuff and get money, get paid, create paid clients. We've had people implement the free training content we've given out in this group and create qualified calls with qualified leads within days of implementation. We've had people create over $20,000 every single month, adding that to their revenue as well as scaling from zero, literally just by implementing what we teach in these live streams. So thank you for taking the time to tune in. There is a surprise at the end, something free that's of very high value, which we're giving out to a select few people, and you'll only find out what that is by staying till the end. This will take about 20 minutes, so definitely section out that time, take a seat, get your popcorn out, and I'll put on a show for you. So my name is Ben McDowell, and I'm the founder of Ben McDowell Coaching, and we partner with coaches, consultants, and agency owners that really want to build the foundational systems to generate more leads for your offer. So in short, we do this by ensuring we are targeting a couple of key areas in business. The first is having the right niche. The second is having the correct offer positioned for that niche, having a repeatable, simple to use sales process that can consistently generate revenue every single month. So no more inconsistent income months. As promised in this video, I'm going to share with you the same process we recently used to take a new client of ours, a coach that is helping people with their systems, from zero leads to an empty calendar to having multiple calls booking in on a daily basis. Now, the purpose of sharing this is because this client in particular said something really curious and actually quite funny to me the other day in a support call. They said, I feel pampered by the attention and support that I'm getting from your team, and I'm constantly seeing positive progress in this mastermind. So she's implementing this process I'm about to show you in our mastermind, and it's working really well for her. So within the next 10 minutes, you're going to understand the complete step-by-step system that we use to generate these results consistently. So we have 70 to 90% client success rate within 30 days of people joining. And it's really because of how the system is set up that it's so simple and repeatable to achieve that. So this is the same system, the same process I suggest every single high ticket service based business should be following that is consistently falling short of 50K per month cash collected, because it's really important to be focusing on the right constraint to solve for your level of business. And that really is qualified leads, not having enough qualified leads. You've made some sales, but they're inconsistent. You're not getting 1 to 2 high ticket sales every single week. And that is why you need what I'm about to show you. So really going to show you how to fix this within the next 10 days. So I'll go ahead and share my screen and show you what we're going to be going through today. So this is one of our clients, Christina. So really what Christina was doing, she was like most of our clients. This specific member came in having invested thousands of dollars in other high ticket coaching offers and programs that hadn't worked. She wasn't sure if she could trust this offer again, like she could trust again. Like I myself understood this very deeply because I'd invested $10,000 last year on a program that didn't work, $25,000 on that same year on another program that didn't work. So I'd been burnt many times. And I started even just blaming myself. I started blaming, oh, it's my mindset. I just need to take action. That's not a really good strategy, because blame the outside or blame yourself, either way, no results happen. So I really understood where this client was coming from and I wanted to help them. We took them from having an offer that was not selling consistently, having to source leads manually also through DMs, and really like no consistent sales really coming in, to having a simple, reliable sales process built out in their business that generates 40 plus leads every single week for them without any outreach messages being sent. So the key with this system is it's about delegating your outreach, delegating lead generation, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay. We did this within 10 days of implementing this system. So no struggling to be consistent with crazy, like invasive DMing methods like friend farming on Facebook, no outreaching to Facebook groups, none of that, no expensive ad spend. This system is very different in the way that it operates. It's very new. And within 5 days, this client sent us a message saying they'd received more value than months spent in other programs. So it's not a one-off occurrence either. The system I'm walking you through today consistently achieves 70%, as I mentioned, success rate with clients that implemented within 30 days. So another client, Amanda, was able to not only increase the leads coming into a Facebook group from as little as 17 per week, which is when she jumped in with us, to actually 43 leads per week. She's actually started being able to convert them into clients of her core offer, collecting $11,000 every single week from just 2 weeks ago. Now, we've done something really amazing with Amanda, which is we haven't just delegated her lead generation, we've actually delegated appointment setting. So her Facebook group is now an appointment setting machine that fills up her calendar. And we're ramping that up to success to even higher heights now. And the potentials for that is just like amazing once it's converting. So think about this. If you had something set up that could take you through that process and you wouldn't have to worry about lead generation, you don't have to worry about that part of the client getting processed, you take it out of the equation, what would that do for you? How would you feel differently about your business if instead of the incredibly boring task of messaging dozens of people every single week, feeling like, wow, this is such a waste of my time. Like I could be doing such amazing things with this time, but because I'm stuck here, I can't do it. I'm stuck with these DMs, resisting it, rejecting it, hating it. What if you could cherry pick from sets of high qualified leads that are brought to your doorstep every single day of the week? If it sounds too good to be true, then you're probably in the right place because you probably have a need that this can solve. And you're probably seeing the value and the potential of having something like this implemented in your business. And you're going to really get excited and feel really good once you actually see the whole process and how simple it is to implement. So I chose to make this video because I didn't want to hide any of our process. I want it to be open for everyone to see because we always are making it better. So as soon as you see this, I've already made it better. I work on it every single day because delivery is super important to us. So I respect coaches, consultants, and agency owners that have the work ethic and are curious as to how we generate the results we do. That's why I made this video. We understand commonly that people like yourselves watching this, if you're in this group or you're watching this video, if it's on YouTube, you're following us, you're probably used to being overpromised and underdelivered, guys. You're probably used to being sold the moon and the stars, coming into high ticket programs, then just not served, not getting a result. So aside from results, people like yourselves want community. You're looking for that community that, while making lots of money, helps you to also network with people in serving your niche so you can get joint ventures going. You're probably also wanting a community that has an emphasis on self-development. So it's not just about making money, although we make a lot of money. There's also something deeper than that. Okay, drop in the comments below if that's you. So our specificity isn't in terms of just delegating your setting, your sales, or deliver your whole business within 30 days. That is an outrageous promise, which I would never recommend you believe if someone's making it to you, because it's incredibly difficult to deliver on that consistently. So we only work with coaches, consultants, and agency owners that are experiencing inconsistent income months and are looking for ways to generate high ticket sales consistently. So we've been able to craft actually an amazing pathway to achieve this result. So we do this first by guiding you through a couple of key areas of business. And I'm going to share my screen and show you the process now. Okay. So firstly, we really want to be focusing on offer crafting. Then it's setting up qualified lead flow. Then it's converting those leads into appointments. Then it's converting those appointments into sales. It's pretty simple. It's not anything new, but how we do it is really important. So we want to really make sure we're ramping up these three flows across the three bridges. So the three flows: qualified lead flow, appointment setting flow, and sales flow. And there's a bridge that connects each one, which allows, in order for you to get success with each one, you have to do it from the first step. then the bridge, then the second step, then the second bridge, third step, third bridge, okay? Then fourth step. It has to be done sequentially. And this is where a lot of people in our space go wrong. They actually try and say, oh, I need more sales, but they don't actually have leads coming in. They say, too many unqualified leads are showing up to the call, but their offer is just really ambiguous. So we need to do it from the ground up, guys. Drop in the comments if this makes sense. So the aim is to get flow converting one at a time, then move on to the next. Focusing on one thing at a time has been an absolute game changer for us. And I know it will be for you. See, what most client acquisition companies do is they give you just loads of course content to implement. They show you the pathway. They give you some weekly support calls, and then that's it. But our team does a lot of the ramping up for you. We actually do a lot of the build and the process for you and with you, holding your hand the whole way through. That's why we don't take on many clients. We take on 5 clients a month, because implementing a process like this, even though it's very simple, it takes consistent work, right? So the reason why most people fail is that when they go into high ticket programs is they think about themselves as a client and the mentor is a mentor. But what we want you to think about us as is that we're your co-CEO, like, of your business, and we're building out the marketing and the sales departments. We're building out the offer department, and then we're also handing it over to you as a fully functioning set of systems that you can build on. So really, it's not the right thing to go, oh, I'm going to go invest in ads. If you're not making 50K per month, you should not be in ads. It costs $6,000 to $10,000 per month on ad spend alone, plus $10,000 and upwards for an agency. So you don't have the ability. You shouldn't think about ads. When you think about free challenges, if you don't have lead generation set up, you shouldn't be thinking about that, because how are the challenges getting filled? If you're thinking about multiple platforms, how do you expect to be able to manage such complex amounts of work to get all of those platforms stable? So really what we want is one simple pathway to generating consistent revenue, and that's having one niche that you serve, one offer, one lead flow mechanism set up, which is automated, one appointment setting system where you set appointments from a pool of just one kind of person on one platform, one sales conversation, one delivery system. That's all to 50 or 100K per month. We have that, and we have come to 100K per month cash collected. Important, it's not sales, it's not like money that we think is coming in, it's money that is actually landed in the bank. So we really think it's most important to have that solid inbound system, which I've mentioned here, set up, and then you can actually expand into other more costly avenues, and your business can provide for you, okay? So we really want to implement this. We implement this in people's businesses, and we make it successful. We hand it over to you, so you're not reliant on us. Like, we're not like any other agencies where we just want to keep you on a retainer and take your money forever. We want you to not need us, because that's the highest value service, guys. It's one where your clients don't need you, but they want to stay, okay? They don't need you, but they want to stay. So the reason why most appointment setters and closing agencies don't work very much, they have a very low probability of delivering results, is because they work best for businesses that are not at the level of income you're at. They're at a different size than your business. They work, but they're not right for you right now. And I'll tell you why. These companies usually have departments built out that work with these agencies. They have departments built out responsible for the implementation of all the content for you, but you don't have departments built out. If you're watching this video, you're in this community, you're subscribed to our channel, then you're probably below 50K per month consistently cash collected. It's likely that you're running less than that. You've likely got 1 to 10 people on your team. You probably don't have more than 10 people on your team. If someone was going to be implementing new infrastructure, you would be likely doing it. So then that means you need a process that can be done for you as well as done with you. That's really key. This is why we've created this product, this service, this system is literally for people in that threshold, okay? Now, because we only focus on businesses below 50K per month, high ticket businesses under 10 employees, they're at inconsistent income months and sales coming through the door, we've been able to take our clients very quickly to success. And lots of them have invested in these done for you setting and sales agencies that try to delegate too much of the business at once too quickly, and things just break because operationally things aren't set up. There's no system set up to accommodate. So we hold their hand through a more sustainable implementation process. And it's really the basics, guys. It's just the basics to drive consistent revenue month after month. So let's take a bird's eye view of this process and we will walk you through it. So the first thing we want to do is offer crafting. It's really important that any offer work you do is reviewed by an expert that has sold out offers in the past. Now, because I've sold over $2 million in high ticket services for our clients in the last 4 years, I, the founder, sit down personally and craft a one-on-one. I craft with you and offer one-on-one. And you can ethically receive 10K per client for this, okay? So that's what I do with people that jump in. So I do this by first, I qualify your niche. That's really key. So if you need to know what's first, qualify your niche, guys. We want to make sure the niche has a compelling need and they have the buying power to afford what you want to charge. That means they're qualified. It's the first part. And they should be part of a frustrated audience currently buying similar services to what you want to offer, but they have a high failure rate at getting results. And this is what's called a frustrated market. So I want you to understand something. There is no more market share left. There's none. The only thing you can do is to take market share if you're entering into the high ticket service space. Your level of business is not there to bring new people into the market. Let Tony Robbins do that, please. Let Alex Hormozi create market. We just make sure that we get the market and we take market share. And to do that, this is a good thing because it makes better services occur. Because if market share is taken, it's only taken from people that don't have very good solutions. That's simple. So what most folks are doing is they're serving niches that are just too broad, so they can't stand out in the marketplace. They just blend into the background, or they're too specific. So the niche is very difficult to locate in numbers high enough to scale a business successfully on the long term. That's where people go wrong in the niche, or they try and create a new market. Okay, we want to avoid this by identifying an already established market, understanding what services they're buying, so we can actually model them a well-positioned offer with a new marketing angle the niche hasn't heard before. This is how you take market share, is you give them a new marketing angle they haven't heard of before. So once we have this person in mind, we craft and position a really, really amazing offer that solves their compelling need in a new way. Now, I personally create each of our clients' offers, as I said before, but we start with this thing called a value stack. It's down here. There's a value stack. And the value stack is super important because it's like, what are the inefficiencies specifically you're solving for? What are those problems? What are the solutions you're getting them that are the opposite of that? And then what is the vehicle for each solution? What is the mechanism? You being able to clearly articulate what you do is so key for your messaging converting. And this is really where it comes from, this value stack mechanism. So once you know how to clearly communicate that, you've got your marketing angle, you're ready to take the product out there and test. And then you're actually making sure this value stack is super dialed in and it has value that is perceived greater than 10K, so that people will pay 10K. That's simply all it is with offer. Having this in place will allow you to actually create the content that will do a lot of heavy lifting in your sales process. It will take a lot of the effort out of educating people on your offer out of the sales call and into your content. So all the traffic that we're generating here gets warmed up and converted at scale. Okay, but if your content is really ambiguous and you've got this offer that's not specific and you're always talking about different things, the market and your audience doesn't have time to catch up. They remain confused. Confused people do not take action. Okay, so what's important is that we want to destroy all the objections. We want to give all the education and the conviction in content and assets just before that sales call. Okay, or you're going to have to deal with them in the sales conversation. So you're going to have much easier sales calls. They're going to be easier to convert implementing something like this. More people will be itching to pay in full up front. We got a massive increase in people wanting to pay in full up front to start our program when we made this change. Now, aside from this work being done here at the niche and offer level, before anything else allows us to focus more on our efforts, we want to really generate high quality leads. And really, we are able to do that by focusing things here. Once we understand this, we've got something called product positioning, and we can actually target people that can justify paying what we want to charge because they have buying power. Okay, this is really going to keep delivery sustainable. You won't need to serve as many clients. You can, but you wouldn't need as many clients to get to 50K per month because it's just 5 clients per month. That's all it is. And that's why it's really good because it makes delivery sustainable and you collect more revenue from each client. So after you have crafted your offer, we're ready to begin crossing our first bridge, which is systemizing and delegating lead flow in your business. So having a specific and expertly crafted lead generation system that's set up that can run without you, it's very important, guys, in today's time to have this, because as more and more people enter into the online space, the noise gets louder, other competition comes around, a new approach is required. We can't do the approach we were using 5 to 10 years ago, which is going into groups, adding people as friends, messaging them coming into your group, setting them as an appointment. It takes too long. There's too much competition. So what we help you do is sidestep this by showing you how to locate hidden audiences that are highly qualified. We find those Facebook groups which are highly qualified first, and they consist of thousands of ready to be converted leads, and we convert them into your audience. Now, what we do is we want to do a build process. So for us with the clients, we actually begin a 10-day build process. We set up a completely organic, highly optimized Facebook funnel consisting of your Facebook profile and a Facebook group. And the way we set it up makes you stand out as a market leader in the niche. So that's super important when you're in a saturated market, like all coaching markets are saturated with lots of competition. We need something that makes you stand out. That's really key. So you can win easily when there is a lot of competition. You just have to be doing something differently. So if you have this set up already and it isn't converting, we're going to fill in all the gaps and there may be to ensure it's set up to convert. What we want to do is hook up a value-based email sequence to your Facebook group, which you can do, which warms up new leads that join your group. And what we do is put something called evergreen videos and case studies into this email sequence, and it gets sent to your leads and it warms them up at scale, further decreasing the heavy lifting from your sales process and your selling process. So once this build has been complete, we select and place a trained outreach specialist, someone to go into other groups, get the leads, bring them into your group for you. We have a pool of 21,000 candidates to message leads and funnel them into your group. They do 1,000 outreach every single week for your business, and they upload them to a CRM for you when they come into your group. So we expect that they're going to also be managing your member request section. They're going to disqualify everyone that doesn't answer your questions and rules. They can upload them to CRM, as I mentioned. Takes off all the heavy lifting for you. So imagine you didn't have to do any of that. So everything that happens, it happens without you. You just are allowed to speak to actually 40 plus nicely well qualified leads per week, focusing your time there, taking a lot less time as well. Already you're getting 2 to 5 hours per day back from your business. So we expect within 30 days of implementing this system, you hit our goal of 40 plus pre-qualified warmed leads into your business every single week. Now, as the leads apply, and your outreach specialist has disqualified the ones that don't answer the questions and rules, then they're going to actually re-invite them. So they're handling all of that for you. So once we come through here, we've got our qualified lead flow set up, beautiful. We cross the second bridge. So we actually want to start ramping up appointment setting flow. From here, we're going to show you how to take those leads and set them as appointments. So how do you craft what's called a conversational messaging flow to ensure that these leads actually book in? Well, you're going to check their answers to the Facebook group questions, which are going to be uploaded to the customer relationship manager. They're just all there waiting for you. Yeah, and because you've got their information there, you've got their first problem, because it's going to be built into your Facebook group's questions. What's the biggest obstacle you're dealing with, or what niche are you serving? Something along the lines of this. We set all this up for you again. It increases responsiveness in your messages so you can book them easily on a call. So our team is going to build your booking link system using pre-qualifying questions and an email sequence here as well. So you've got an email sequence giving lots of assets as they join the group. You've got an email sequence giving lots of assets. These are educational assets and case studies embedded here, which further pre-sells every single lead before they see you on the call. So if you want to sell a 10K offer, guys, you've got to make sure you're educating people at a high level, and you're making sure they're convinced before and pre-sold before they come onto the call. So the way we have things set up so far is that it pushes for highly qualified, well-educated, and convinced leads showing up to your calls. This breaks most objections before your sales conversations even begin. So our most successful clients report that this stage, what we implement here, is really the most amazing thing, that was the most powerful for them. It's the part that they commonly say is what was missing. And it made taking a prospect through this process of cold lead, appointment, sale, from a long, boring, and annoying process and a laborious task to actually feeling like something that is just more about having a conversation with someone interested to hear more about what you do, and then is very open to actually working with you and putting down payments. And that's what we really want. Put it in the comments. Is that something that you would rather have? So now that we have done the groundwork here, we find it common that people get 8+ appointments set per week after the first 30 days. So 40 leads per week convert into 8 appointments per week. Now, with most of the previous work systemized fully and delegated, we're ready to actually cross over to the third and final bridge, which is establishing consistent lead flow, sales flow. So due to our approach of sales focusing around a consultation, we actually frame the call when we jump into any call with a prospect. We say, this is just a consultation. It's not a sales call. So we don't utilize hard sales tactics. So prospects rarely feel any sales pressure when they talk with us. When they decide to work with us, they do so of their own volition. They commonly make this decision to proceed without any difficult objection handling processes that we have to learn. So we do this by leveraging permission-based conversational sales that have the prospect requesting to become your client by the end of the call. Now, for us, we can expect a 30% conversion from calls booked to sales made. Okay, so that's roughly 1 sale a week of your 10K offer. That's a 10K week, my friends. That's a 40K month. But that is actually very conservative. So commonly I experience as much as 70% closing ratio. If I can just show you my calendar. We had 3 clients jump in the last 3 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He actually got moved from there. Okay. So we've actually got, we had 3 people close out of 3. So it's 50% this week. Okay. So really, this is super important to understand, because when your prospects are requesting to be clients and actually requesting to hear more about your program on the call, then your close becomes very easy, and you can structure your close as a consultation as well, and where you lay out a few options that they can choose for themselves. So because this is all set up, you can understand and you can feel that this would be an easier process to implement than probably what most people are taking action on. It's definitely important to be up to date with how things are happening and changing in the industry. So because launching and growing a high ticket service is a highly complex endeavor, I'm going to walk you through how it looks when you don't have one of these set up, so that you can understand if you have an issue in one of these or more of these systems. If you have even one of these not working, the whole thing won't convert as well as it could. It usually won't convert at all. So not having a perfectly crafted offer, how this looks is that you're having to shout a lot and loudly in the marketplace, meaning you're putting out heaps of content, but no one's really engaging, or they're not putting their hands up to work with you from your content. You're just blending into the background. So you have to talk to a lot more people to actually get the same conversions. And you have to sit lots of sales calls to generate one single sale. That's how this looks when you don't have that set up. Not having delegated qualified lead flow set up and converting means each lead must be sourced and qualified and warmed one by you in the DMs, which means many people which also means like a lot of people watching this, if you are doing this, you'll understand it's a lot of work. It's very difficult to be consistent with this because it's a process that takes a lot of energy and it creates a lot of negative emotions because most people just don't, they think that you just want to sell them something. So not having a simple to use effective appointment setting process set up and converting successfully means having a long drawn out conversation with all these leads that are uncommitted. They're likely just to drop out later in the sales process, not show up to calls, and it wastes a lot of energy. So we want to get them removed earlier in the sales process so you don't have to spend your one-on-one time with them, because how valuable is your time, right? So not having consistent sales flow means that you have a very high client dropout rate, refund requests, clients not finishing payment plans, then making on payment plans. People that aren't getting results or not taking action are coming into your program. This is a headache on the delivery side of your business. So it's my intention, guys, like through you watching this, that you've received education from today's video, and that by consuming this content, you have a more filled in understanding on what systems need to be in place to achieve your goals. So if you found value in this video, please comment below on what you learned. Thank you so much for joining me. We're giving out, as you can see, we're fully booked out. We've got like 2 spots left tomorrow for demo calls of this process. If you would like to book in for next week, we've got a couple of spots where we can actually walk you through what specific area is missing in your business and what the steps are you could take to actually fill it in to see some growth. At the end of that session, if you feel like you would like to hear more about how working with us would look, you can have that option as well. But there's going to be no obligation to do that, okay? So it's really about you understanding where your business is going, and I look forward to hearing more from people that want to do that. Just send me a DM asking for the booking link, and I'll be happy to send it to you. And then what we can do is we can speak further. So yeah, looking forward to that. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next.